So hello once again. We are now in the next point. That we are here in John chapter 18, and we are now in point number 2. Jesus was being tied when he was being arrested, and he was being led to the high priest. And number 2 is that they tried him. Okay, there's a trial. So being tried or try means to examine. It needs to be investigated judicially, because this is now the judicial system in their religion. Okay, so they try a case to conduct the trial or to participate as a counsel in the judicial examination. So there's really a trial. Okay, but this is during the night. Can just imagine a trial during the night. So they wanted to execute Jesus. Okay, immediately they wanted him to be quiet during the night. But there's a but there. Okay, so in Cebuano, gi-akusahan sa korte si Ginoong Hesus. Gidala dito sa Pangulong Pare. Ato ning investigaron ni siya. Okay, ato ni siyang pasakahan ng kaso. Now, in chapter 18 of John, verse 13, it says here, first, they brought him to Annas. So, Annas here is that the previous high priest. He was being removed and being substituted or being gipulihan, being pulihan siya ni Caiaphas, kay siya may father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. So in Cebuano, gidalan nila si Jesus una ngadto kang Annas, ang ugangan nga lalaki ni Caiaphas. Si Caiaphas nga mao ang pangulong pari ni atong tuiga. So there are two high priests that they went to. Why is it that they're doing this, the Jews or the arresting officers of Jesus? Okay, so immediately the soldiers and the guards took Jesus to the high priest's home. The Jewish leaders were in a hurry. They wanted to execute Jesus quickly before the Sabbath. Okay, so before the Sabbath, there's no more execution. So before the Sabbath, they need to execute Jesus. Okay, so before the Sabbath, but firstly, the high priest had to say that Jesus was guilty. So it needs to have an investigation. It needs to have a trial. So Jesus will be tried, and there must be a guilty verdict on the part of the high priest. So Annas had been high priest before Caiaphas. So many Jews considered that he had the same authority still as a high priest, because he was the previous high priest, and he is actually experienced. He had an experience on this, and as to authority, as to like influence, he has also the Annas, being the older one than Caiaphas, he had an influence. He had a big influence on all the people around the Jews, especially the Jews. Okay, in Cebuano, gidala si Jesus ngadto ni Annas na pangulong pari kaniadto kay dili mapahangtangan og silot kung walay pagtugot sa pangulong pari, kay kinahanglan napakanaugan una og nga sad-an si Jesus sa pangulong pari. Bisan na dili na pangulong pari si Annas, ang mga Judio wala pagyapon nawala ang ilang pagsalig sa kasinatian o kabugaton sa isulti ni Annas, para maimpluwensyahan gayon maayo ang mga tao o si Caiaphas na maoy pangulong pari nga gituboy sa Roma. So the influence of Rome, because they're under Rome during this time, because they were actually being a vassal state or being a colony of Rome. So there's an influence in this. How Rome would actually take control even their religion. They can forgo with They can go worship their God, but there's still some kind of control over the leadership. And in fact, they could not, okay, exercise their laws. Okay, they execute their laws. They could not exercise and execute their laws. But it is for the meantime being kanang gitawag na to being set aside first, because as to laws and execution of laws over the colonies of Rome, it must be the laws of Rome that would be kanang gitawag na to gamiton. Okay, so it will be the Roman laws would take effect in terms of execution or punishment of any people or any nation or any person that is under the Roman Empire. Okay, so there was a trial, really. So he was being tried. Okay, so both high priests during the night, luya po kay Ginoong Jesus, no? Was being tried first to Anas and to Caiaphas. So it's being recorded that there was a trial. So Jesus was really the one whom they are trying. They were trying Jesus during the night. Okay, so first si Anas, and it's recorded, and also Caiaphas, it's also recorded. So we are very certain that it was really Jesus whom they arrested. Why? Because Anas and Caiaphas knows who Jesus Christ is, because they are already engaged in debates. Okay, they engage in debates. So inside the temple, so they knew who really Jesus Christ is. Okay, so they identified him easily during the trial. Okay, sige, so dito sa kukutob, so we need to stop this video clip for another video, the next and the last and final point na to for this Sunday. Okay, see you in the next video clip.